Hi there, my name is Hetty, the entrepreneur, and I give myself grace in different ways. To be honest with you, I didn't always give myself grace because I am such an A-type personality and constantly going. I would seldom actually create time for myself to be able to just sit back and relax and refuel my energy. So over the past couple of years, I've been learning about the importance of giving myself grace, about learning the different ways in which I don't always have to be perfect and show up perfectly, understanding that mistakes will happen along the way and it is okay. I give myself grace each day by having a conversation with myself, managing my own expectations of myself, making sure that I am setting realistic expectations of myself, that I'm not perhaps setting myself up for failure because I have set an unrealistic barometer. I give myself grace by acknowledging the parts of myself that I know are human, by acknowledging my feelings, how I'm feeling in a particular moment, by understanding that if my battery is running low, I'm not going to achieve much. And so by seeking and looking for all of the different ways that I can recharge my battery, allow my cup to overflow so that I can be able to pour into others. You know, giving ourselves grace, it's not really the easiest thing because it requires of us to look at ourselves and to prioritize ourselves. And for many of us, we are so used to prioritizing other people that, geez, what does it actually look like to give ourselves grace? And that's why I think this is such a great and important conversation. Thank you, Nthabi.
We're in trances, going off to different places, different planets. Watch your aura pass me by, losing balance. What if we run out of time and second chances? Empty-handed. You like the fast life, you like to drive and get down and dirty, act like the bad guy. You want some love, me like when you feel like calling to me. We're in trances.
Oh, we ready.
We are ready.
Forever ready. Hey, Real family, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining. If it's your first time on Real Talk with Nthabi, welcome to the Real Fam. Do make sure that you subscribe, and of course for my returning subscribers, the Real Fam, I appreciate you so much. Thanks for the love and the support. It does not go unnoticed. So Real Fam, today I have my I'm so honored, and I haven't said this, but it's a true honor to have you in my space. Like, can I just touch you just to make sure that you are here? For real, I'm super grateful. Thank you so much for coming. So Hetty's in the building, Real Fam, but I'm gonna allow her to reintroduce herself. I'm sure from the intro you kind of heard how she gives herself grace, but we want to know more about her. So yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm excited. Thank you, Nthabi. You are awesome and amazing. And I'm very happy to be here. My name is Hetty, the entrepreneur. I am a business and a monetization expert. And yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited too. And wow, I think first things first, I think monetizing our platforms is the most important thing we can ever do for ourselves.
Absolutely.
You can't be working for no reason, Real Fam. And I love that we have people like you that really help us to monetize, especially online. Online space, Real Fam, has taken up space. And I think that's where we all need to be.
Yeah.
So, Hetty, why do we need to monetize ourselves or the work that we do? What's the foundation of monetization?
Yeah. So look, monetizing is important because if you're going to do something, why not just get paid for it? You're doing it already.
Yeah.
So why not get paid for it? You're on your phone already. You're on social media already. So why not get paid for it? I think what happens is often at times, because we're so used to doing something and that it comes so naturally to us, it doesn't actually cross our minds that we can actually make money from that particular thing. And really monetization is about that. It's about making money from whatever it is that you are doing.
Yeah. Perfect. And I'm just interested because you don't just start by monetizing your platforms or just making money.
Yes.
You start somewhere.
Yes.
So I'm interested in your story. Like, where did it start for you? When did you realize that, okay, the skills that I have need to be monetized? How did you go about it? Because there's someone out there who feels like, you know what, I'm good at a specific, you know, I'm good on YouTube. I'm good at, you know, creating content on social media. I'm good at speaking, but I don't know how to monetize it. So I'm interested in how you started, because maybe someone can learn a thing or two. You know, how did it all start for you?
So I have been monetizing in the online space for over a decade.
That's a long time.
It's a long time. And when I was monetizing, it wasn't my personal brand that I was monetizing. It was my business brand. So my husband and I have got a retail business called P&H Boutique. And when we started, we couldn't afford, like, you know, your traditional retail store and all of that. So we decided, well, we're going to sell online. And we understood that to be able to grow the business and to be able to make money, we would need to learn how to grow in the online space. So through that, we started in the spare bedroom of our home and were able to build and open 7 retail stores across South Africa. And we're able to also grow an online audience of 500,000 people on Facebook.
Wow.
So the lessons really started from there about how to grow an audience, how to sell online, how to show up online and make money online. We were literally making more money online than people who had brick and mortar stores. And really just taking the same principle and applying it to my personal brand. One of the things I will say, Nthabi, is I know how to make money, right? I know how to make money.
Very important.
Very, very important. So what I do is that when I give somebody, what I noticed is when I give somebody advice, do this, do that, and they do it, they would get results. That's when I was like, I think this is a monetizable gift because I keep seeing it, not just in my life, but most importantly in other people's lives. So I can actually build my personal brand around this gift that God has given me. And that is how Hetty the entrepreneur in essence came about.
Wow, I love that. But you know, there's something interesting that is happening right now.
Yeah.
How the world is, like, how things are happening right now.
Yes.
You know, opportunities are everywhere.
Yes.
Right? You know, there are many ways to make, you know, to start a business. There are many ways to sell a product and all of that. But sometimes you don't do it because it's a skill that you have. You do it because actually it's something that is out there in the market, right? It's something that is working for the market. If you realize that selling, I mean, South Africa, we low shedding and all of that. Selling inverters is it inverters? That's inverters, right? If selling that is a way to go, you look at that to say it's an opportunity. If selling clothes is something that is there and you see that it's working for other people, but yet you don't have the skill for it, you want to go for it. But now I want to understand, how do you, as a person who has an idea or who sees an opportunity, how do you structure that? How do you even start? Because you don't get to making money just like that. There has to be an idea. There has to be the planning. There has to be the implementation. So I don't want you to give out much, because you do consultations about this where you really help a person one-to-one, like one-on-one, where you get depth into what you need. But how do I, as someone who sees an opportunity but not having an overall idea of how to structure it, how do I go about it? what are the maybe 3 or 4 things I need to look at beforehand?
All right. So first and foremost, what you really want to do is you want to be able to formulate a digital strategy. All right. Now, a digital strategy is basically your game plan.
Okay.
And it answers the following question. What do I want to do online? What is my objective? So somebody's got a YouTube channel, for argument's sake. Some people on YouTube simply because it's just a fun hobby. Another person might be on there because they actually want to monetize their YouTube channel. Somebody else is on there because they've got a deep passion about a particular topic and they want to spread awareness. So when you are drawing up a digital strategy for those 3 objectives, the strategy will be different because the destination is different. And what a lot of people do will be, oh, I want to do XYZ, and they go straight into it. They don't have a plan, they don't have a strategy, and then they end up falling flat on their face and then saying, nobody wants to buy, nobody's interested. It's not that we don't want to buy, we're not interested. But you don't have a strategy to get yourself in front of us for us to even know that you exist. And that is where I see people making the biggest mistake. So it's like, you know, when somebody's building a house, they first draw the plan on a piece of paper and they measure and you see where everything is going to go. Then they start with what? The foundation. The foundation is what holds the structure together. But Rona, we get so excited with our plan, Retomaka roof. You see, so it's so important to first have the plan in place, because those are like your GPS coordinates that are taking you to your destination.
Planning is important, RealFam. Okay, so I have a business.
Yes.
Because I started roof.
Yes.
It fell apart.
Yes.
It fell apart. How do I get back? How do I trust myself again to say, you know what, I can make it work? What are the lessons, or what are those aspects I need to start with? Because I don't want to make the same mistake again. I don't want to repeat the same mistake where my business fails again. I've invested almost $1 million in that business, but the return on investment, dololo.
Yes.
So what do I need to do? I mean, it might sound obvious that, okay, if you failed, you'll redo things a different way. But the problem is that maybe that different way is not the right way. So what tip can you give a person who, I mean, I know you more about monetizing, but I'm interested in knowing the person who wants to rebuild. Because, you know, you build your brand, it doesn't work out, but you want to rebuild, but you're scared to do it because you don't know which right way to, you get me.
Absolutely. I think the very first thing is, like the title of the series, is that you do really need to give yourself grace. You do. You know, entrepreneurship, we don't talk enough about the struggles.
I like that.
In entrepreneurship. We don't talk enough about the setbacks, the disappointments, the unforeseen circumstances and speed humps along the way. And sometimes I think even ourselves as entrepreneurs, we make the mistake of only showing our successes and the highlight reel on social media, and not always sharing when you've closed a shop, when a staff member has disappointed you, when a supplier hasn't come through and therefore you're not able to do your stock, when a client is maybe not happy for whatever reason with whatever product they have received, when you are demotivated and not feeling like showing up and being bright and bubbly, etc. We don't always talk about those things. So as a result, because we don't, we are inadequately preparing people for the road ahead. So when they reach a point where they do need to either close their business or start again or re-strategize or even downscale,
Yeah.
it seems like a deep loss and failure. Because we as entrepreneurs who are online, who are being looked up to, are not showing people that actually what you're going through is normal. It is normal to get disappointed and demotivated, and these challenges are normal. We have all been through it. So what makes it so difficult for people with this journey is that we have not taught people how to nurture their relationship with failure. And as a result, we allow it to bury us. When in actual fact, failure is part of success.
Yes.
It's just different sides of the same coin. And the lessons that you take from having to start all over again are lessons that are going to bode you well in the future. And some of the most successful entrepreneurs are the ones who've had failed businesses along the way, because they've learned those lessons along the way. And so I think it is very important, because when we don't do that, what ends up happening is, instead of the business closing, it is the entrepreneur's spirit that closes.
Sure.
And that is a sad thing to happen.
Yeah.
Because we need more innovators, we need more trailblazers, we need more people that allow the economy to turn.
Sure. That's deep, because, you know, when you think about entrepreneurship, you're thinking about this success and things working out, money coming in all the time, having all the beautiful offices. And I must say, I don't know if the season where now work had to be, you know, reevaluated, where the digital space took place, people started realizing that actually you don't need big offices to really start your business, or to make your business you know, run or be successful.
Absolutely.
Now I think for every journey there's what we call the skills that you have to have, right?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. In every business or any type of job, there's human interaction, right? There's engagements with people, working with people. So how do I, as an entrepreneur, keep my business running? And how do I communicate with my clients? How do I keep or build that relationship with clients? Because I think often we have all the beautiful skills, all the great skills, but we don't have good human interaction. We don't treat people right. We don't communicate with people right. Even on your email, you don't put in an effort when you write your email. So how can we build that as entrepreneurs, as a foundation for us to set ourselves right, especially with, you know, retaining clients, growing our clients, building that relationship, which can later, you know, convert into traditional marketing, where you know that they can even talk about you when you no longer work with them.
Yes,
You know.
absolutely. So I think the importance of communication as an entrepreneur is incredibly important, and also learning people skills. So entrepreneurs are very gifted people. They know how to create great products, great services. They've got lots of knowledge. But we don't always have the necessary people skills to, number one, be able to articulate our own value. Why should we buy from you and not from someone else? Why should we buy this product and not that product? What is the value that you are offering here? That's why you find a person with a really great business, but they don't know how to pitch it to get investment. So learning the ability to speak publicly as an entrepreneur gives you an unfair advantage. You can have somebody whose product is not as superior as yours, but actually ends up getting more deals than you because they know how to articulate themselves. And that is the harsh reality, unfortunately. because it is not always the hardest worker that wins, but it is how we are perceived. So working on that is very important. There's certain soft skills that every single entrepreneur should have that gives them an unfair advantage because other entrepreneurs are not doing it.
Sure.
And that's the reality.
That's quite tricky, yeah.
You know? So you definitely want to learn that. Then you want to learn even good networking skills.
Yeah.
How is your body language when you are speaking to a customer or an investor or a potential collaborator or just an industry peer?
And presenting yourself.
How are you coming across? How is the eye contact? You know, what are the things that you are saying? How is your tone, your posture? All of these things are non-verbal communication that is communicating.
Yeah.
And so we need to be very aware of that. So these are all the different soft skills that is important for us to learn.
Sure.
Basic email etiquette, very, very important. How to respond when things don't go as planned.
Don't put any emotions.
Not putting in emotions, not being in the defensive position, and all of those things, you know. So all of these things can determine and move a business from good to great.
Sure. RealFam, you heard that, right? I think that's very important. And sometimes you overlook that because you're thinking, no, I have a running business and I have the product that you want. So you will come to me and buy it either way. But it doesn't work like that because often we also buy you.
Yes.
I mean, I visited a car dealership recently. And when I walked in there, the approach that was, given to me was totally different. I mean, as much as I went through the internet, searched about the models and whatever, I need you to tell me and give me an idea or give me more reasons why I need to buy this car. But you waiting for me to ask, so does it do this? Does it do that? So it's like, can we get this done and over with? So it's very important, no matter how far your business is, understand that people are not just buying your product, they are also buying that presence or the humanity that you have.
Absolutely.
How you also carry yourself and show me respect and appreciation of all of that. All right, now I think selling ourselves can be very difficult. So let me just make an example. I'm at a networking event.
Yes.
And I'm seeing potential partners that I can work with, or I've always wanted to work with that company or that brand, but it's hard for me to sell myself, right? I know we spoke about elevator pitch, but
yes,
I think going back to that, what are obviously selling yourself, you only have 5 minutes, maybe less than that. How do I come to you and approach you and sell myself and leave there knowing that there's some kind of input that I've put in terms of what my business is, what I do. How can we best do that? Because I think often it's so hard. Sometimes you just don't know what to say. You have this big profile about your business. My business started in 1990 and I did this. How can you just summarize it and make sure that you leave them thinking about it again?
So first of all, if you're at a networking event, don't sell.
Okay.
Don't sell.
Okay.
So you see this, maybe somebody that you've been wanting to work with or collaborate with. Don't sell. Nobody wants to be sold to Nthabi. It doesn't feel nice. Go and connect.
Love that.
We always remember people that we've had a connection with. Yes. So, and be authentic and honest and real. Hi, my name is Nthabi. I am in the digital space, and honestly, I'm really so nervous to speak to you because I admire your work so much. I think you're doing incredibly well, but this is me stepping into my courage zone. So how are you doing?
Wow.
So what have you done? You've introduced yourself. You've been honest that I'm feeling nervous. I'm stepping into my courage zone by speaking to you. I admire you and the work that you are doing. There's nobody in the world who doesn't love a compliment. By just coming across authentically, their guard is already down. You didn't come and say, hey, I know you're busy. Can I please leave you with my business card?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in Nthabi. I do this, and that. Can I maybe call you on Monday for a meeting?
It doesn't even sound great.
It doesn't sound great. How many people are going to them saying the exact same thing?
Ooh.
It is so refreshing when somebody comes to you and they're not asking for anything other than to connect with you.
Yeah.
You become so much more memorable. So what I find is that at networking events, we almost behave like vultures coming for the kill, right? And
being desperate.
And being desperate. And it doesn't, I promise you, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So I see relationships like a bank account. What you want to do is you want to nurture relationships.
Yeah.
When you go to the ATM, before you can withdraw money out, you need to have first deposit it. The same thing with the relationship.
Wow.
Deposit into the relationship account. Call someone. Check up on them. Support them online. Send an encouraging message. Remember their birthday. You don't only contact people when you want something. Just be there. Just be there. The more you deposit into the relationship bank account, the easier it is the day that you may need something or want to collaborate or you see a synergy, it is so much easier to make a withdrawal because you've put in enough deposit. Manje Tina, what we do is that at a networking event, you want to withdraw without depositing anything. And when they say no due to insufficient funds, because you haven't deposited, now you feel hard done by.
Yeah. Which is so true. I never looked at it that way.
You understand? Connection is so important. That exchange of energy is so important.
Yeah.
You know, it's so much easier because they'll be, oh no, but I know Nthabi, she really supports me online, she comments, she does this, she attends my events and so forth. So when you ask for a favor, it's easy to be like, you know what, I don't normally do this, but because it's Nthabi, I'm going to do it.
Because of that deposit.
Because of the deposits.
Love that.
Maralona, you want to withdraw, you know? So yeah, let's deposit first. And that should be your objective.
Yeah.
Also normalize having relationships with people where you may not get something out of it immediately or even ever at all, but just having a relationship with that person and just being in their presence.
Love that.
You know, sometimes there are things that you are going to learn via osmosis because you are in a person's presence. Just seeing how they navigate the world, how they show up, how they communicate, how they do certain things. That observation alone, you can actually be able to take those nuggets and apply into your life. So learning from people, it's not always the tangible things. Yeah.
Okay, I'm still taking it all in. Wow, I think my perspective has changed completely. Completely. Don't run to people and go sell yourself.
You're happy like Kitty, my own. Hey, you guys, comrades marathon.
Hey, Hetty, you know, I also want to write a book.
Sure. No.
RealFam, I hope you got something out of that because now it's very important for us to build connections, build those relationships, and I think it ties in nicely with what I asked earlier to say, how do you build relationships? How do you make sure that you sustain them? And I think it's that connection, that deposit that you invest. So it's like you want to benefit from other people, but you are not interested much in them.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's a benefit that you want, but you're not interested much.
And then the human.
You know, that's a big thing.
It's a very big thing, Nthabi. And, you know, nobody likes that. Even you wouldn't like it. You don't like it when certain family members only call you when they need money.
On that date.
But for Nakari 25, every single month. On the 8th, they will never say, hey, just thinking about you.
Or if something happens to you, they don't even check up on you.
Even you don't like it. But for some reason, we don't realize that it's the same thing when it comes to networking. And really, the higher up a person is, the more you need to deposit. Because there are 10,000 Nthabis